Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
Oh my gosh, here we go again. It's another week.
Yeah, it's here, and I got my comfortable pants on and my comfortable shirt. And
I'm glad you wore pants this time.
What's that?
I'm glad you wore pants this time.
Well, yeah, I just figured it. I didn't want it to be distracting,
Distracting yourself? What are you going to do? I don't know. I don't want to go. I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome, everybody, to the BM Show. We are glad you are joining us as we are. This is the last Sunday of the month, the last day in the month. We're recording it, so you're listening to this on the first day in December. Welcome to 25 days till Christmas.
I was going to say, welcome to 2025.
Welcome to 2025. We're almost done with it, but welcome.
Yeah. So we've got a topic that we're gonna get to here. We got a few things to knock out before we get to that part. So first thing we want to do is we definitely want to talk about our schedule coming up for December. Because we got 4 shows in December, and here's what we got. So the first weekend in December, December 7th, we're going to be talking about our favorite game publishers. So that will be kind of interesting for me because luckily I don't have to mention a certain company that is like a book with maps in it. But, we'll see how that goes. So then the
whole episode is going to be about LJN.
Yes, LJN is a good one, and
yeah, I don't know how far we'll take you back to the past, but
Activision, things like that. Then on the 14th, because this was so much fun on Halloween, we're doing it again. This time, obscure Christmas movies. Ben's gonna pick one Christmas movie, and he'll reveal what it is next week. I'm picking a Christmas movie, and I'm going to reveal what it is next week as well, too. And then we're going to do reviews on them, just like we did on Halloween. I'm excited about this. This is going to be a big deal because Halloween, when we did my pick, Happy Death Day, that is one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's not like in my top 10 at all. This one, Ben, you're going to be watching my number 5 movie of all time. So it is definitely a big deal. In addition, we're going to do, I can't believe Ben made me do this. We are going to do 2 more movie reviews that same day. A little bit of music in them. We're going to be doing Little Shop of Horrors and the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Because those are definite Christmas movies.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I know when I think of Christmas, I think of the Rocky Horror Picture Show of what I know about it. I've never seen that movie. I have seen people dressed up as characters from that movie. I have seen the Little Shop of Horrors. I saw that years and years ago. Back, I think, when Rick Moranis was still like a active actor. So this might have been like on videotape back in the 90s when I saw that movie. So
yeah, Ben, you and I are in the same boat on this. We don't know where this is going, but chances are it's going towards a big waterfall. And fast.
Yes, we're going to go over a cliff.
We are going to go over a cliff. We're going to have the Michael Bay situation. The boat will explode midair while we're falling down the waterfall.
And then when everything that falls onto the ground explodes, no matter what it is.
Yes.
It's like a coconut falls and then explodes.
It's like I don't know if you saw the Titanic trailer by Michael Bay, but it wasn't really by Michael Bay. It was someone that edited it to make it look like by Michael Bay, and literally everything was exploding for no reason.
Yep. Because Michael Bay, that's what he does. Everything has to explode. Everything has to be crazy. Yep.
All right, so we're halfway through December here. Then we have on December 21st. Ben, you're going to say we probably already done this, but this we did back when we were on Spotify. And now we're on YouTube. So we're going to do this topic again because it's the definite good one to do since it is Christmassy. And that's Santa Save the Day. Or how about Saved by the Santa? Best gift
That's all right.
ever received.
Saved by the Santa. It's all right. Saved by the Santa.
So that'll be the best gifts we ever received for Christmas.
Yep.
And then the final week, the 28th of December, we are going to be talking about our games wish list for our games episode. So, and we'll go ahead and put links to our PayPal or whatnot. We're just going to talk about the games we're looking forward to. And, you know, that's a good one that if you guys want to throw them in on the comments, because what was really cool is always finding that one game you don't know about and you're like, man, I got to add this to my list. So more input, the better. So that's our schedule for December.
That is the schedule for December. Yes. Do you remember? This was like Memorial Day. I don't know. Did we talk about this on the show, or was this just like the discussion after the show? Where when we were all together, we're over Matt's house, and we were talking about pinball, and you guys were talking about there was a pinball place that was like a pinball museum or something or other.
Are you talking about the coin op?
No, because we were going to go to the coin op, but then somebody confused it with some other place that was like a pinball place or something like that. It was like an old factory or something that got turned into a pinball. Like you could pay money and play all the pinball machines.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, Brad. It wasn't me that talked about it. Maybe it sounds like something Barrett would know about.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Barrett. Yeah, Barrett did know about it.
Yeah, well, it was there, but that was kind of a ways out. That wasn't within our stomping ground here.
I don't remember if that leaned into the air or not, but I'm assuming I think it did. If it didn't, then well, I gave enough backstory. But I mentioned that there was an old pinball game that I was looking for that I used to play. I only played one time when I was a kid. My grandfather took me someplace. I don't remember where the place was. All I remember it was this pinball game that I was like really into, and it was a baseball game. Anyways, I went to Vermont actually like a week ago. Was it like a week ago? Yeah, like a week ago. Dude, time every week's the same to me, so it's like time is so screwy. I think it was a week ago. Me and a few, actually my other podcast, we went, we do a getaway every once in a while, and we went up to Vermont. And while I was there, one of the places we went to was they had kind of like literally the pinball thing. They had a pinball arcade, and you could pay. It was like you pay $18 and you could play unlimited for half an hour, or you could pay I think it was like $30 and you could play unlimited for an hour. And they had all these machines, and they had an upstairs. So I kind of just almost immediately went upstairs. First I played Terminator 2 and lost almost immediately, Terminator 2 pinball. And then I went upstairs, and upstairs I found that they'd had older other games. And one of the games that they had, and I think you know where I'm going with this, was the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, what? They have the baseball game. This is so cool. So I sat there and I played like a couple rounds of it, and kind of just remembered playing it when I was a kid and why I thought it was so cool. So what it is okay. So because now that I played it again, I remember what it was. It's a 1-player or 2-player game, and you don't have to pick anything that there's no option for 1 or 2 players. There's the 2 buttons that you would normally have for your paddles and pinball. Mm-hmm. They're now on the top of the machine. One controls the paddle, but it's actually done like a stick, and you have to take the stick so you could. That's the bat, and the other one is a button, and that's the pitcher. So you pitch the ball, and the pitcher is actually on a pitcher's mound, and it's actually set up all mechanically. This is like something from like the 1940s and the 1950s. Like, this is a really old machine, and you could tell that it's all mechanical, but that's why it's so cool. And it will pitch the ball to you, and you have to swing the ball up by pulling the stick to swing the paddle, the pinball paddle, and it will hit it into the field where there's all these different holes, like if you were playing skee ball type of thing. But there are holes everywhere, and in each hole will either be an out, a single, a home run, a double. It depends on where the ball ends up going before it falls into a hole. And then up on the scoreboard of the pinball machine there are actually cutouts of the players and a diamond, and players will go around the diamond. And then if you get a home run or something, you'll actually see them run all around the bases, or if you get an out, you'll see them go back the other way and reset. So it's called Official Baseball by Midway. If anybody wants to look it up, I did take some pictures of it. I mean, I'll have to throw it in. Maybe I could throw it in like in post. Or you know what? I might be able to share it.
I'm actually, that's what I'm trying to do right now, is I'm trying to get I think I might have got an image of it. Hold on just one second, because let's see. Okay, so let me know if this is it. Right here.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's see others if they have a good screenshot. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, oh yeah, these are good shots. This is exactly it. Yep. So basically, you can see like right there in the middle on the pitcher's mound, and right on the left-hand side of the machine, it says "press the pitch." And if you were doing two players, one player would be on defense and the other one would play on offense. And yeah, to swing the bat, you go and you take that stick and you move it from right to left, and that takes the paddle and makes the paddle move like a pinball machine. And you can see all the markings on there: single, double, triple. Yeah, it was just it was a fun one. This was a fun game.
And interesting. Okay.
Yeah, if you ever run into it, which you probably would have to go to a pinball only arcade to find it, but if you're over up in Manchester, Vermont, there's a pinball arcade machine up there, arcade up there, and this is in there. It's on their top floor.
So here's the question then, Ben. When are you going back to play it again?
I have no idea. Probably never. But who
really?
I don't know. It's this. We were at somebody's vacation home. So whether or not we get to go up there ever again, maybe, possibly, I don't know. I'm not in control of it. I'd like to. I like the place. The people are nice. I like the Manchester was a nice town. It was crazy. All the kids, they all hung out at the bookstore. We're like at the bookstore, and they were in two different groups, but when they left, they all left together, and it was all like literally like it was a group of girls and a group of boys at different sides of the store. But then you saw all the girls leave, and then like 10 seconds later, all the boys left, all behind them.
So, okay. So what I've noticed is, when you're driving around and the natives are restless and there's people walking on the street, you could probably guess their gang name. Like they're the skid marks, or they're the knuckle dusters. So and he says Manchester, Vermont.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that their gang name is the Bookworms.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yes, the Bookworms. Yes, I was gonna say he's about to ask me to name this group. I'm gonna call them the Bookworms.
Dude, it's meant to be. Just like the last word of the last show, last episode.
Yep. Which if I have to tell you what it is, you have to listen to it. What's that?
That was a lot of "last" in that sentence that I had there.
Oh,
so it's got us a little confused.
The last of the Mohicans.
Yes. Okay, so there's something I wanted to go ahead and discuss.
Okay.
Is that I don't know if you've heard of this, Ben. Have you heard about the Iron Thor?
No.
Okay.
The Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, no. So
Sauron. Before I get corrections.
Now you can call it IN or you can call it AYN, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to go ahead and share a screen of this as well too. And I'll show you what I ended up getting here. So this is a handheld device that will emulate. It runs off of Android, and it's used mainly for emulation. But there you go. That's a screenshot of this thing.
Oh, it's like looks like a bootleg 3DS.
Exactly. And we were just talking about the 3DS and everything. This is why I was bringing it up. So this is getting like outstanding reviews. People are like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. I kicked my wife out and I'm sleeping with it now. It's getting those type of reviews.
I didn't know you read my review.
Exactly. So I got mine because it's running off of Android. And I looked at it. I've never been like a 3DS player. I loved my DS, but the 3DS, I got that modded, and I found that I was spending about 1% of the time playing actual 3DS games. I never really got into them. But I saw this, I'm like, man, this is an Android device. And it's dual screen, so you could actually run applications on each screen separately. And you could balance between the two of them. I'm like, man, this has a lot of potential to do a lot more than just gaming. So I went ahead and I ordered it, and I went for the big one, which was like a $430 for oh, you're a specs guy, aren't you?
Kind of depends. It depends on what I'm buying. Sometimes it's more the company who made it over the specs, but yeah.
Okay, so let's go over the specs for this, okay? And you can tell me what you think. We don't want to sign up and save. Here we go. So here are the specs. And now I got the Max. So it has two screens, a 6-inch, and the smaller one's 3.92, 180 by 920, 120 refresh rate, and the smaller one is 180 by 1240, 60 refresh rate. It's running the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. I got mine with the 16 gigs of RAM, and it comes with a 1 terabyte drive. So this is essentially everything you're getting with it. But anyway, so I got this, and after all these great reviews, we're not being paid anything. I got mine, and I realized something. It was named poorly. It's called the Thor, which their other device that this Ion came out with was the Odin. So you can see they're going for Norse mythology. So basically, I realize this is named improperly. This should not be the Thor. This should be the Ion Searcher. Because I tell you what, I've never seen anything heat up like this thing. Because, and this may be because I can actually see the temperature, but I got this thing up trying to just load something that was actually PS3. So I know it's really demanding, but I'm just like loading shaders. I almost got the thing up to 80 degrees Celsius. And just opening the UPS application, it shot up into the mild red zone of 52 degrees Celsius to open it up. So this thing runs pretty hot. So basically, this company has made two errors. Not only have they made a device that has potential to burn my house down, but they also insulted my heritage at the time by naming it incorrectly. So I wasn't really super impressed with this when I got it. Sure, it can do 3DS and whatnot. It can, I mean, you could technically, if you wanted to switch with it, you could do switch with it. It does have, because it's Android now has like Game Hub and Game Native, which are Steam loaders, not streamers, not streaming Steam, but actually loading the software onto the device so you can run it off the device. So I'm actually going to do a test with my buddy after we get off the podcast of running a Steam game online while on the second screen, opening up Discord and trying to talk with him and see how that goes. But I noticed that the one thing that I really like about this is the fact that it is an Android device. So I noticed that I'm loading up all my other applications like banking, like I mentioned, UPS and FedEx and Amazon, and all the applications that I have on my phone or I have on my tablet. And I'm realizing this is super convenient to where it's starting to phase out my tablet because it's so much easier to hold and so much smaller, but it's not too small to where I can't, maneuver it because it runs everything in a landscape mode rather than a portrait mode. Usually the problem is most applications are set to run in portrait mode, so it does switch it. But there's things that'll open in landscape and I can just scroll up and down that way. It's also cool because I have run 2 games at once, one on each screen, just click back and forth just to experience it. But one of the big points is that, you could play a game on like the top screen and then the bottom screen have like the guide for it. So you're just kind of scrolling on the guide, like if you're doing an RPG and you need some help, or you're trying to solve a puzzle and it's driving you nuts. You could just scroll on the bottom screen while staying in the game. So that's really helpful. And the other thing that I was thinking about doing was I could, watch a YouTube video or listen to a YouTube video on the top while playing a game on the bottom or vice versa. Or I can just run Spotify into a speaker, just Bluetooth the device into a speaker and run Spotify on the lower screen while I'm just sitting there playing a game on the top screen. So it has a lot of potential to do some really awesome stuff. And I think we're going to see a lot more dual screen devices coming out that are running off of Android.
Well,
so I think
they've been trying to do these wraparound screens and these folding phones and the screens with where they have the folding phones where it's supposed to be one giant screen. That seems to be a problem where it cracks no matter how good they say it is. They will crack or have some kind of problem. You'll know when they have this stuff mastered because you'll see Apple make it. They're always late to the party, but they're late to the party for a reason. They don't want to be on the cutting edge.
And also on top of that, I mean, Apple is always sitting there watching the hardware come out and thinking, okay, how can we make this and charge double the price and still get away with it?
Exactly.
So
yeah, I mean, there's actually some truth to that, but it has to do with they don't they're never the first to do any of it. It's always Samsung. Samsung does everything. So they just let Samsung do it. Let them learn what Samsung learns and build on that and charge double.
So this is whenever I go over to like Maria's parents' house, I sit there, I grab my tablet, I grab like my Steam Deck, I grab like my Retroid Pocket 3, I'd have my cell phone, and now it's like, I just really only have to bring my cell phone and then this device. And so it's just become like super convenient.
How much time do you spend over there?
Usually I go there once a week at least. And the day that I go over there, I'm usually there from about 9 or I'll arrive like at 9 to 10 and I'll leave about 3 or 4. So, I mean, I'm good. They're a good time because that's the only time I'm really seeing her.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, she's always busy taking care of her father. So there's a lot of times it's just a fact that I'm there.
Yeah.
And then that's the important part. Tomorrow though, tomorrow we are going to A&W, which there are very few A&Ws that are standalone restaurants, it seems like, anymore. I don't know, do you guys even have A&W out there?
We have we had A&W, I think like in Meriden was like the closest store, and I don't think they're there anymore. If they are, I'm not gonna be seeing it because I don't go to Meriden. But yeah, it's one of those, like I think we had one in the state ever.
Mhm. See, this is in her parents' hometown, and she
Well,
never goes there. They never go there.
I
And
mean,
I'm like,
I used to go there and get the root beer floats.
yeah. Well, the good is that they give you that mug, and then you just like, sure, it's everyone does refills nowadays, but there's just that excitement of bringing that mug in and seeing them pour the root beer off the tap and then handing it back to you. I mean, that's an experience in itself.
Yeah.
So I want her to kind of have this experience. Of course, she told me today, so can we talk about maybe just getting it to go? No, no, that negates the whole reason for going right there.
I mean, you can go and get the thing and then leave afterwards, but you got to go through the experience of getting it.
Exactly. And at least doing in one full mug of root beer and filling it back up again.
Mm.
So, and I mean, at that point, then you can just buy the mugs if you wanted to. Like, I went there last week to see how it was because I haven't been there since I was a little kid. And I walked out with a mug. It was like $8 for the mug, but I'm like, this is just I used to go here I used to have one just down the block as a kid. I'd go there all the time with my mom and dad. It's a comfort place.
Mm.
And that is kind of a plug for where we're going tonight. But it was
Yeah.
one of those places where my parents and I, we'd always go. So just going back there, it's like, man, I've got so many memories of going here as a kid. This is just exciting. And it's something that I want to share with her.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Very, very comforting.
Yes, very comforting. So before we get into the topic, though, it is time for French here, quickie. So I have a quick question for you, Ben. We may have already discussed this. I don't know. That was probably when we were on Spotify. So, but we're going to discuss this now because it's a good time to do it. So we're getting our main topic tonight is going to be comfort games. So when you think of sitting down in a kind of a comfort game situation, you get hungry. And of course, the best gaming food to eat, as always, is pizza. Would you disagree with me? You got the buddies over, you're gaming, you're going to get a pizza.
Mm. Pizza's always like the safe route.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the comfort route.
Yes.
So here's my question for you. Because this is actually inspired by a really old Garfield episode that I'll never forget. It was a situation where everybody was doing the same thing or thinking the same thing or had to agree on the same thing. And Garfield had to find a way to get them to disagree. And his point was that no two people can agree on topics on a pizza. So Ben, I ask you, what are the perfect toppings for a pizza?
Pepperoni and sausage.
That easy, that quick.
Yep.
Now, what about like sauce, extra cheese, or just normal?
You can do extra cheese.
Okay. All right. So for me, it would be Canadian bacon and olives. Sometimes pepperoni with it, sometimes mushroom, but Canadian bacon and olives is the way I go. Extra cheese is a plus. I like my sauce usually light. It depends on the place. If they're one of the places that slam the sauce down all over it, yes, gotta be light because I'm not a big fan of over saucing.
Not too saucy.
Not too saucy at all. So yeah, so that would be my take. So next time you're out here, we will get a pepperoni and sausage pizza with extra cheese and a Canadian bacon and olive pizza with extra cheese from Pizza Guys again. And this time I can't use that excuse that he's from Connecticut. He hasn't tried anything that's round before.
Dude, you have no idea, man. When you come out here, it's gonna you're gonna just get blown away. You're gonna know, like you're never gonna see pizza the same way I get.
Okay, so I thought you were going with I was going to get blown away because you were going to embarrass me like I embarrass you at places, which I hope you do.
Okay, yeah, I'll just figure something out. We are half an hour in and we haven't hit the topic yet, so let's
That's kind of standard for us.
yeah.
So tonight our topic is comfort games. I believe, Ben, you have a definition for comfort games. Is that correct?
It's not on the screen. Hold on. Oh, shoot! How the hell did I get kicked out?
Technical difficulties.
I don't know what happened there.
Wait, did you get like booted out of the room and come back in?
I guess I don't know what happened. Well,
That's interesting.
well, anyway,
So basically, I was trying to take over the show and make it the M show,
yeah,
and I wish I was successful at doing for just a couple seconds.
where is the chat? It's not showing me the old stuff.
Uh-oh. All right, so let me see if I can just resend it again. And hopefully you should be able to see it. There, it should be up again.
A comfort game is a video game that a player can return to for try it again. A comfort game is a video game that a player can return to for familiarity and relaxation, similar to rereading a favorite book or rewatching a beloved movie. These games provide a reliable sense of comfort, low-pressure gameplay, or a feeling of safety, allowing players to unwind without the stress of learning new mechanics or stories. While many comfort games are quote-unquote cozy, emphasizing non-violence, creativity, and gentle pacing, a comfort game can be any title that a player finds personally relaxing, even if it's a bit more intense genre than that they've have mastered. Even if it's a more intense genre they've mastered. There we go.
Which I actually like that definition.
Refer to me saying it. What's that?
I actually like that definition, that last part of the definition, because in a way I could classify like Street Fighter kind of as a comfort game for me because I know it inside and out. But that's not where I'm going to go. So I do want to talk about the game that inspired this list, and I did pull the artwork for it. And in pulling the artwork, just looking at the artwork brought back some memories about it being so hideous. The artwork, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes back to Nintendo. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And my first entry to the list is this one right here. Anticipation. So I don't know if just look at that. Just look at that cover for a second. It's so 80s.
It is very 80s. There's a lot of
so bad 80s.
There's a lot of hair on them women.
Which one?
They got the first one in the front. She's very into the video game. She's got puffy hair, and then even the one who's going woo next to party fun. She's got a little bit more like you can all tell that somebody's like made their hair fuller.
Well, I was thinking maybe you're talking about the
88. What's that?
I thought maybe you were talking about the lady in the yellow, in the upper right.
That's a guy.
It's the 80s. We don't know that.
No, that's a guy.
Oh, I know. So
I would not shadow him, man.
So this is why I want to enter this as a comfort game. I'm normally not into like board games or even like strategy games where it plays out like a board game. I don't get into those games at all, but I did like this game a lot because it's essentially like win, lose, or draw or Pictionary. You're moving around the board, you get a color, you land on a color. The color is what determines the topic for what's being drawn. But you know what? I'm gonna ask you a question, man. Should I go searching for a video of this as well too to play, or do you think we'll be hit with a whole bunch of copyright notice sales.
I think so. This isn't like a Nintendo published game, right?
Well, it is on Nintendo.
That doesn't mean they published it.
I don't know who published it. Let's see. It's published by, I can't see the system. I don't know. Maybe it was Nintendo. Well, it says Nintendo. I don't know.
It says
We're going to do it anyway.
Nintendo game for I mean, they can use the word Nintendo because Nintendo had to make the cartridge. Yeah. And it's officially licensed. So that allows them to use the Nintendo name. Yeah, so it doesn't mean that they had anything to do with it, but let's see. Let's watch. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the one with like you're going from level to level.
Yes. Yeah, you're going from level to level. And what I liked about this was
This
that
is like Mario Party before Mario Party.
exactly.
Yeah.
And what makes this so comfortable is that I played this so much. As you can see, when you go into these puzzles, it'll have the dots for where it's going to draw. And back then, I could tell just off of those dots what exactly it was that it was drawing. Before this is a well, just so you know, before it finished, and so the dice in the upper corner determines how many spaces that you move, after you get it right. So I know what the thing was. I just have to sit there and time it and wait until it gets me to that space that I want to go to next. Because if you do like the number 4, you'll end up on the same color and you won't get any sort of points for it. And I think this is a boat. Yeah, no, it's not a boat. A ship, maybe.
Yeah,
there you go. See, it's a ship. I can't, and I haven't touched this game since probably the late 80s.
I played this one time because I was testing all my ROMs. So that's how I played it. I was just ROM testing and played it for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you go back on a color you've already got, you don't get any points for the movement of it. I don't remember what this one is. I'll probably remember it pretty soon. I'm trying to see if I can just off the letters that they put. Come on, throw a letter down. I don't know what this is. Man, this has been a long time for this one. But anyway, is it a frame? No, I don't remember what this is. Anyway, yeah, so I played the heck out of this game.
Might be a mirror.
The person put M
or OR.
But the first person put M as the first letter. And it took it. It didn't take it. So let's just see if oh, it's a window.
Oh.
And then the thing is, the computer puts in the wrong answers a lot of times by just starring out letters. So you figure out what they are and you just remember them.
Yeah. There's only, I mean, that's like, on the NES, there was like 3 or 4 versions of Jeopardy, and you'd be like, why would you have this many versions of Jeopardy? It was like, well, if you play the living daylights out of the one you have, you've seen those questions already 100 times.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're like, okay, we got a new version, and it's got Alex Trebek and new questions. Or they do it with Wheel of Fortune, too. The Wheel of Fortune had like one with Vanna White, and it's in the right on the box, all new puzzles. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I hope so.
And I actually had one of the Jeopardy games.
I hated you had to spell everything out.
Yes.
Like there was no autocorrect. There was no like nowadays you would do it and like they would throw an AI in there where you would be like, okay, you got like you spelled the word wrong, but it lets you have it because it knows what you meant.
Yeah.
We're back to everything exactly how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like there's some of the stuff in Jeopardy, like they're like, who I don't know how to spell that.
Yeah,
I before E except after C, it's like what?
And then the same thing, you got to know how to spell the word or it's going to tell you that you're incorrect even though you know what it is.
Like if you were playing this at home with your friends, you would just say the word. You wouldn't
This is cheese, by the way.
What's that?
This is cheese.
Oh. Yeah, but if you were playing this, like, because this is kind of like a cross between, like, I guess Pictionary and like Trivia Pursuit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Win, lose, or draw.
yeah. Win, lose, or draw. Okay.
So, all right. So let me go ahead and stop with this one. So that was anticipation. So Ben, what is the next game we're gonna have?
Well, I was thinking about, you mentioned Street Fighter 2, but I'm thinking about Mortal Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat 2, huh?
Yeah, Avery's typing away. I can hear it. Typing.
Yep. I'm getting that image for you.
Yep. So you people don't have to look at these question marks. That's kind of cool though. I like the question marks. It's something that's better than looking at us. Mortal Kombat.
I don't know. I like to look at myself.
I mean, it could be Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 1, but never Mortal Kombat 3. Where I'll just literally just put it on sometimes. I was very, very happy that it finally got released for modern day systems, because literally I'm like, I have a PlayStation 3 hooked up just so I can play Mortal Kombat. So I could play other stuff on it too. I mean, but like one of the reasons was like I could play my Mortal Kombat game. And it's just fun to play every once in a while. I don't know. I know on Mortal Kombat 1, I at one point knew all the fatalities and stuff, but Mortal Kombat 2, I don't know any of the fatalities. I'm like so confused on that game. I just play it just because it's fun to play.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, but I don't really care. It's just fun to play every once in a while. I play until I lose, and then I stop playing.
I'm guessing you're playing the Genesis version?
No, I've been playing the arcade version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, the Genesis versions were like, for the time, for a home console, yes, but now it's like, why would I play the lesser version? There's no real difference. It's not like you could do something in the Genesis version you can't do in the arcade version, or vice versa. So
yeah, that's the nice thing about technology is and emulation is now you don't have to play those old versions of the game.
yeah, now you can go and you can play like we were before the show started, we were in the pre-show, we were talking about, like, I was telling you I was playing Rastan on my Xbox, and that's not that's like something it's not really a cover game. I haven't played it a lot, but it is a game that, like, when I do see it, I'm like, oh cool, I'll play that.
Yeah.
And I never get past the first level, and it took me forever to learn where the axe was. Somebody had to show me. And then when I was like a kid, I was like, how did you find the axe? And it's like, oh, when you're first in the beginning, you down thrust on that block. What's a down thrust? Like, oh, damn kid, you don't know anything.
See, my feeling with Mortal Kombat, and I will say that Mortal Kombat, it all kind of came to an end with Mortal Kombat 3, but I think Mortal Kombat 2 was probably the best of the Mortal Kombat series, which for me isn't saying much, but it is. I'd probably still play this one just now and then. It did introduce my favorite character, which was Baraka. I was a big Baraka fan.
Baraka.
Baraka.
They never said Baraka. They said Babaraka.
Oh, I never heard of that. I was in Baraka.
I would hear them say Babaraka wins.
And what's funny is I still use, like, now and then, just flawless victory.
What's that? Flawless victory.
Was that?
Flawless victory. Fatality.
Yeah, just like randomly say it. It fits into everything.
The one I do is whenever I go and I accomplish something, not every single time, once in a while I'll accomplish something and I'll go, da-na-na-na-na-na.
Turtle Power?
Yeah, from the end of the game. Na-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, and for me it's what is the one like when like winning something, oh man, I can't even think of it now.
Oh, when I find something, I do the da-na-na-na.
From the Zelda.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, that's a good one. I can't think of how it goes now. The Contra one, the Contra Victory one, or something like that.
yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that a lot of times when winning a level as well too.
Yeah, it's just fun stuff that
Yeah, exactly. A lot of memory.
Else does, and you think you're nuts for doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so moving on. We're going back to that was Mortal Kombat 2. We're going back to the question marks. What's going to be up next? So for my next one is a predictable one would be this one right here. We don't really need this box art, but we got it thanks courtesy of Wikipedia at the bottom of the screen. Final Fantasy and mainly Final Fantasy-esque games, I guess is a way to say it, because when Final Fantasy got so big, it has so many games that were, oh, cool, we get an ad. That's awesome. I'm glad they do not get time with us. Okay, skip now. No thanks. So, everyone is kind of copying the formula for Final Fantasy. So it's kind of whenever I get into this type of game situation, it definitely feels like a comfort game. It's something that feels just so familiar to me, and just kind of makes sense to me. Just this whole battle situation that it has, the way that the battles work. And Final Fantasy wasn't my first RPG, but it's gotten so big that everything's basically Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So and I know the NES version, this version here has a lot of problems, a lot of bugs, but I don't know how many times I went through this or how many hours of my life that I put into this version. And I still think it's one of the best versions of it, even with all the problems. So the Pixel Remaster makes it a lot easier to pick up for new people. But man, I just think about looking back in those days and, this is all we had. And compared to what's out now, this is like brutally difficult, but we didn't know any better as kids.
This game is interesting, and I literally just thought about this. It's the only Final Fantasy game I've ever completed, but also because I've completed it so many times, it's probably the game that I've beaten the most different versions of. Because I've played the NES version and beat it, and then the re-release for PlayStation 1, I played and beat that one, and there's the Pixelmate one, I actually I haven't beat it yet, but I will probably beat that one as well because it's not a very long game. Okay, so I played it in the most places. I thought I beat it for Pixelmate. I did, but yeah.
I'm gonna one up you, Ben.
Oh, what's that?
I'm gonna one up you, Ben. So yeah, I've beaten the NES version many times. I played the PlayStation version. I beat that. Played the Game Boy version. I beat that. Played the Wonder Swan version. I beat that. Played the Pixel Master version. I beat that. Trying to think what else it was on. I didn't beat the PSP one. I didn't like the feel of the PSP one. I can't think of what other systems it was on that I would have played it on and beat. But yeah, I've beaten this one on many different platforms. I still think the NES. Oh, how about I played the remember that Final Fantasy Renaissance, which is basically this game with tweaks. That's on PC. I played that and I beat that. I still think that this is the best, or you could say that Renaissance is the best since it adds more to it, but still keeps it this version and fixes all the bugs. So, but I do hate the ineffective in this game. That ineffective attack is so annoying. That's my only complaint. So, So yeah, this is definitely a good memory for, sounds like probably both of us.
Yeah.
All right, so what is up next? What's the next game on the list?
This game here, this is a minuscule title. No one's really heard of this one. I doubt if you heard of this one. There certainly has never been a movie or multiple movies based off this title. It also was never ever included with one of the top selling systems of all time.
I'm already typing, and I think I know what it is, but I just don't know which number comes after it.
Well, it'll be the first one or the third one. Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, that's not what I was typing.
What were you typing?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh no! I mean, I think I can. That will be. I can do that one later, but I'll go do Super Mario.
That's okay. That's fine because this is actually a good entry. So let me grab the box art for that one because this was actually one that was going to be on my list too.
And I always find this is like it's such a quick game that I could always pick up and play. Like they had that Mario 35 a couple of years ago on Nintendo. Yeah, I played the living daylights out of it, and I became so good at 8-bit Super Mario Brothers. like as long as I'm playing like the base levels, I'm like, I can go pretty fast, especially through level 1. I can level 1, I could fly through it if I wanted to.
Oh yeah.
I also like to go through and get as many coins as I can. I'm a coin collector.
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those games that everyone knows World 1-1, and oh man, we got another ad, so we're gonna go back to this. Everyone knows World 1-1, so it's really easy to just kind of fly through it, blindfolded at this point. We've all done it, and because of the fact that you can't save, you have to start over from the beginning. Everybody's done it a billion times, so everyone can do it without even thinking.
Yeah, like even with speed runners, like there's kind of like an established time that you're supposed to get on World 1-1. Like literally, if you don't get this time, just stop what you're doing right now because you're not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and yeah, except everybody has, no matter what you're doing, either if you're doing a full game playthrough, which this guy over here seems to be doing, or if you're doing it with warps, you're always gonna play through 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. And you're always going to play through World 1-2 also. So that's one that everyone knows. But
that too. Yeah,
you might not necessarily get to World 1-2, especially if you're playing it for the first time.
Okay, so like my ex, Andrea, we used to like hang out and just play video games. And we'd play Mario Kart. We'd play what's the one game for Ratchet and Clank? We would play Ratchet and Clank because it was a multiplayer 3D game, and she was also really, really into Plants vs. Zombies. Like I wasn't a big fan of Plants vs. Zombies, but I introduced it to her, and all of a sudden, like I'm sitting there watching her play a video game, bro, instead of the other way around. And so it was actually kind of funny to have the change of the change of roles. But anyways, I had her play Super Mario Brothers 1. She couldn't get past the first Goomba.
Oh, yeah. There's some people out there like that.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, you literally mastered Plants vs. Zombies, but you can't get past the first level of Super Mario.
Yeah, that happens.
Because she did. She got all the achievements for me for Plants vs. Zombies. She was that good at it. Which is like she's a bit of an idiot savant, where she's really good at certain things, but not very good at everything else. And God bless her, she's a sweet kid. But yeah, it's amazing that somebody could play 3D games so well and have trouble with 2D games. And I bet you there's people who are probably the opposite, where they're really good at 2D games and they suck at 3D.
Yeah. So I have a story about Super Mario Brothers. I had a dream as a kid, something that I always wanted to fulfill, and I finally got to fulfill it when I got into like my 20s, and ironically, it was not courtesy of Nintendo. So I want to say thank you very much. Thank you to Sony for the creation of the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, for letting me fulfill my childhood dream of playing Super Mario Brothers World 1-1 on the toilet.
My goal is I always wanted to play it at the movie theater on the gigantic movie theater screen, which I probably could actually do at my job now because we actually have like a big gigantic screen up on the stage. So
Yeah, Sony's not going to help you out with that one. Sorry, bro.
so
All right. What, yeah, got something else to add for this one?
Nope.
So time to go back to the question mark. What's next on Comfort Games? And now we get to go back to myself, and we're actually going to kind of keep it along the same line, same system, and same company, same time frame.
Metroid.
And also one of the biggest games of all time that I played the heck out of, and I'm trying to delay it because I'm still getting the picture, which I finally got. And that would be this game right here.
Oh, I said Metroid. Oh, okay.
Yep, The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, this game I've played way too many times. And it's just a blast to just hop into and just relax and I've played it so much I've got the whole plan on how to start it out to make sure that I've got like all this. I've got the red potion, the blue ring, the food, the white sword, everything like that before I go into the first dungeon.
Yeah, you do the same thing. A lot of, including myself, is what I do too. I literally buy everything I could possibly get in the outside world before going into a single dungeon.
Exactly. Speaking of which, take a look. This guy's about to buy the blue ring.
Yeah,
He's got 255 rupees. He's ready to get that blue ring. Why didn't
you know how to enter that thing? You go, you hit it from behind, and as soon as you hit it, you go right into the door. Exactly. That one might sit. And I feel like I just described something else. I'm talking about the video game.
Talk about Zelda.
I'm talking about Zelda. Hitting Zelda from behind. No, in the game of Zelda.
And then you push your way in from the back without her noticing. So, okay, yeah. So, and the irony in this is that I will say that this is a definite comfort game.
Yep.
But when I get to the Ganons, the level 8, I tend to stop. I tend. This is one of those games that I love to play, but I don't really love to finish it.
This one here, I probably would have more fun if I started doing the second quest. Could at least be a challenge. Because I've played this so many times.
Yeah.
Like, I was a kid and I used to play this and beat it in one sitting.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm an adult and I play the harder versions of Zelda where they don't hold your hand and tell you where to go.
Yeah. So here's my question then. What order do you do the dungeons? Because of course there's some that you have to do in a specific order.
I do all the wizards last.
You do level 6 last.
I do 6 and 8 last because those ones feature the wizards. I don't like the wizards.
No, 8 doesn't have the wizards.
Yeah,
it has. No, it doesn't. Oh, are you talking? I'm sorry. 8. 8 would be, not Ganon's 9.
Ganon's 9.
Yes, 8 is gonna have
everything's a 9.
Everything's a 9. 8 does not have wizards. 8 has the boomerang guys, and 8 has the your Gartnut.
You're confusing it with 7, I think.
No, 7 has the boomerang guys as well too.
Wizards are in 2 of them, and there's one in between the 2 of them that doesn't have the wizard because you pick up the wizard staff in 6, and in 8 you pick up the magic book.
There are not wizards in 8, dude.
Okay, fast forward this guy. He's doing 100% walkthrough. Fast forward him the level 8.
All right, so this is level 5. It looks like. 'Cause it has no. This is your 5. This is 7. This is 7.
It's a flip in the corner, dude. It's just
It's 8. Oh my gosh, it's an 8. Okay, you're right. I should have even paid attention to that. I'm trying to go off my memory. Okay, so there's level 7. So now he's on his way to level 8. We are gonna sit here. We're gonna watch the guy play a level 8, and we're gonna see.
way up until he takes it to a room full of wizards, and I'm proven correct, and then we can start.
Wait, there is. Here he is about to burn the tree for level 8. So we're gonna sit here and play until we see wizards, which means we're gonna sit here and play and see the whole level 8 played out in its entirety. And let's see where it ends. So we have to watch for. We're at 217.
Video up. Go up to the gear thing and change it to 2 times.
You know, I could do that. I could do that, but I don't know if I'm going to do that.
Of course, you're going to do that. You're going to sit through this too.
Oh, we do 4. Wow.
4 times is only for premium members. I could do 4 times.
Oh, so okay, sorry. I'm not a premium member, so this guy needs to get out of this room because that's starting to drive me a little bit nuts.
He's not very good at this, is he?
You know, cut him some slack, man. He's probably like us. He probably thinks that just like you that we're going to.
Too.
Yeah, those dark nuts are in. I'm surprised you know their name because most people they're just older than knights or whatever.
Here's the Melty book.
They're one of the few ones like those aren't bats. I don't remember what their names actually are, like Crees or something. I don't know.
I actually don't really like the magic book because it makes you shoot fire and it takes away the range that magic wand has. Because the magic wand can go through the whole screen. It's actually a nice long distance weapon.
It will also it gives you the fire which will burn you if you step into it.
Yeah, but you have enough stuff that gives you fire. Maybe you're right. Maybe there is no wizards in this. Because I'm getting tired of watching it. You're right. Let's just get.
Yeah, level 8, no wizards. Sorry, everybody.
Let's move along.
So there we go. That's Legend of Zelda Classic, and that puts us to what's next.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay, got it. All right, and that picture will be up in just a second, and you can go ahead and start talking about it.
There's the FedEx guy. He's dropping off the package. We're opening up the package, and there's the box art. Right there. There's the box art, fresh out of the package. Sonic the Hedgehog was I'm sorry.
That was good. I'll give you some credit there.
This one here came with my Genesis, and for a while was my only Genesis game. So I have a lot of, even though it's considered probably a lot of people consider it to be the weaker of the Sonic titles because they haven't yet mastered the formula. It's still nostalgically my favorite. It's my favorite one to just throw on every once in a while. I know it pretty well. I've beaten it a few times. And yeah, it's just I play until I die. Now, where I've played, I've beat it. I've beaten all the Sonic games, but
Is this it? Is this the right one? Is this number 1?
Yeah, that's number 1.
Oh geez, look like Sonic the Vomit, the way that it's spinning around.
I don't see the video that you're talking about.
Oh, did I not put it? Oh, I didn't put it. I'm sorry. I'm looking on the wrong browser. I'm opening these in one browser. And let me see if I can get to Sonic the Vomit. This is what I was looking at. Those Sonic the Vomit. Sorry, I was looking in the other browser because I'm opening them and then bringing the link over.
Oh, okay.
So, and I'll be honest, I didn't get very far into this game. Oh, this isn't the Sonic the Vomit. This was Sonic the Vomit that I was looking at.
Oh, yeah.
So, I didn't really get very far. In the Sonic games, I think I beat Green Hill Part 1, and then I just you know what, I'm good. I can move on with my life. And I beat it a couple times, but I'm all I can just move on with my life.
It's the one I know the best because I've played it the most amount of times. It's just I 2 is supposed to be the best one, or some people even say 3 is the best one. It depends on what you're who you're talking to, but. It certainly is not Sonic the Hedgehog 4. That's not the So,
You know, the best Sonic the Hedgehog is Sonic Adventure.
people say that too. It really depends on like also 2D Sonic versus 3D Sonic. Does Sonic belong in 3D? There's all these arguments either way, you know. And I'll let you do that on your own, people at home. I'm not gonna go and dive into it because I haven't played Sonic Adventure enough to really say if I hate it or not. Because I like Sonic Jam. Well, not Sonic Jam. What's the one that came out for Sega Saturn that was just a collection? Was that Sonic Jam?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, they had a Sonic collection on the Saturn, and I liked playing the 3D levels on that. I was actually looking forward to a 3D Sonic, but then I didn't buy a Dreamcast until like it was, out 20 years later, or not even 20 years, 15 years later, because I wanted to play Shenmue.
All right. Ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Okay, so this next one, so we're going back to the mystery. What is up next? I guarantee you most people have no idea what this game is, and it is right here. I am not a car racing person, and I am not a sports person. This is the second best game of all time. I absolutely love this game. No joke. It's called Stunts for DOS. And wow, we didn't get an ad on this one. And you can see right now why.
This is hard driven.
It's kind of like hard driving, but it's better than hard driving. It took the hard driving idea and ripped it off, and made it.
Might be the sequel to it, but I know they did a sequel to Hard Drive. But
yeah, there's hard driving, there's race driving. But Stunts is a completely different thing because it's more focused on the actual stunts. There is car racing. You're basically running against the clock on this. You can do a computer challenger if you want to, but it's only you versus them. And what's really awesome about this one is that it has a track builder.
Okay.
So you can make your own tracks and you can throw your own stunts and jumps, and corkscrews and everything into the mix. And then you can just take your stunts game, or you take those tracks and give them to a friend on a floppy. They load it in and they can do your tracks as well too. So this was actually pretty well ahead of its time. Back in the day, because it was definitely like the whole downloadable content or downloadable community sharing. But before you could actually download stuff. So you see that this person only has a few tracks, but man, my buddy and we played this so much that I would say, and this isn't me just like exaggerating, we are probably like one of the, if not the best in the world at this game. We've done things in this game that aren't meant to be done, like taking some of the stunts where you're supposed to slow down to get through them at top speed in the Indy car racer. So at 245 miles an hour. We don't have to slow down at all for anything except for something like this, because you can actually hit the ceiling of the tunnel. We were actually very evil as well too, where we would make tracks and we figured out and played it so much to know how to really screw over the driver, like putting sharp corners at the top of a hill where it doesn't give you a chance for a warning, or putting things at the bottom of jumps where we know the person would be landing. So we were pretty evil with this game. And it got to the point where I just remember one time my buddy made this track that it would have been a excruciating difficult track for anybody at all who'd be like a regular player, to where I can tell you they would have to take play after play to beat it. I just sat there, did it once. I'm like, I just beat your track. And he was like, dude, you already got it done the first time. That's awesome. So, and I figured out how to break this game, because the track editor is really good at following the track and making sure that it's not looping around or sending the person in the reverse direction or doing things that you're not supposed to do, like a jump with no landing. But my buddy actually was the one that first broke a piece of the track off and figured out how to kind of get around the editor. But then once I saw him do that, I figured out how to manipulate it so that we could start making tracks that did things like that had a jump with no landing. And we just blew through this game so easy. So yes, this is my second favorite game of all time. So that does that one in. Ben, what is next?
Actually, I'm playing it right now while I'm talking to you. WWE 2K25. Or whatever the current WWE game is, just happens to be 2K25 for this one. And I just literally just like go in there and just kill time. I'll play the GM mode a lot. Or if I'm not playing the GM mode, I'm like just creating matches and just like watching. Sometimes just watching matches is like making like a dream match or whatever while I'm doing something else. I'll have it playing in the background. And
okay, so I'm still trying to get an image of this one because it keeps taking me to Amazon. So I'm just going to give it this one.
Why don't you just show the sale page for Amazon?
There.
Oh, there you go. The Farewell Tour Pack. They just released that because John Cena's last day ever as a professional wrestler is coming up in his retirement match. It's going to be the last thing that anybody will ever watch on Peacock. And the dying streaming service known as Peacock.
So this is actually a pretty recent game.
Oh, yeah, because they release a new one every year.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's an old game with a new package because it's the same engine that they've been using for like 5 years now.
Mm-hmm. So basically it's kind of like the WWE2K series for you is maybe a comfort series.
Yep. Gotcha. And like even if I'm not following the product currently, like I'll still like just like to play the game because they have like all the classic people in there. And then as long as you pay up your online for your Xbox or PlayStation, you can go and like download people. You can like add like people are making so many characters and things. It's crazy how many things these people make.
Oh, so they can create the wrestler and then you can then download it into your version?
Yes. It's really cool actually that you could do stuff like that. But you could do you can definitely go and people like the one they have is the PC version, which I don't have. Because the PC version, you can modify everything. Where the Xbox and PlayStation version, you're just kind of stuck with whatever's in the game. But with like the PC version, like people add new videos and they add like custom music and you can literally like you can remake like the golden era of WWF if you wanted to. All different versions of the game are easier to mod than others because they keep trying to add new security features to stop you from doing that. But
can you take the previous like characters you had for like 2K24?
No.
And then okay.
No. That's they had. Yeah, I wish they had that. One of the things that I wish that they would just do is the same thing I wish they would do with the football games, which is release one game and then just do update packs every year. Because the engine's the same. It's the same game every year, just with tweaks. And, your tweaks could be a $30 pack, but they want to resell the whole game again. So they do.
Yeah, that's how they make their money.
They're already advertising 2K26. They literally just released the last DLC pack for the 25 game. Like literally the day after the 25 pack last DLC released, they started advertising the next game. So
it seems like what the best thing to do here is find out who's in each version and then find out who's been made for each version and just get that one version and just stick with that.
But you're always better off just getting characters that they made officially anyways, because the ones that people make, you're not going to get the right music. You're not going to get maybe the right moves. The announcers might not call them by the right names. Some stuff's like hidden in the code and they're leftovers from last year or something and people find it. But like if you want Sting, the wrestler, not the singer, if you want Sting in your... If you want either Sting, the wrestler, or the singer, you will not get the ring announcer to say, this is Sting. You're going to have to come up with something that sounds like Sting. Because they won't even let you have Sting. They won't let you say WWF. They found a way to stop that from working. I'm like, you can't just have it do letters in the announcer. You can't have Mike Rome or whoever Alicia Taylor or whoever these people are go in the studio and just say, A, B, C, D. You can't do that.
Well, what I just actually kind of learned from you hearing that is that you could actually get the version with Sting in it, and then you could actually make Sting, not the wrestler, but the guy from the Police, and have that say his name.
You could have the singer in your game. Yes. You could actually have him show up in a police uniform if you want to, take the gimmick the wrong way.
So Sting's in the YMCA now for the village people.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, just making that clear.
I think his new song is like I'm always watching you in the shower at the YMCA.
That's not creepy.
That's not creepy at all. They had some creepy songs, man. So.
Oh, yeah.
They one of them's like, I'm always watching you, and another one that was all about a teacher who slept with his student. What? That's what's going on here?
Yeah, that's music, and people just don't even pay attention.
Yeah, because nobody listens to the words. But the thing is, you do listen to the words; they actually seep into your brain. But
yeah, exactly. Subliminal messages in a way.
Yeah, subliminal messages. So this is The Rock up against John Cena at what looks like to be WrestleMania, possibly. And this is what the modern day wrestling, take this and add more ads on the mat, and that's what it looks like on a regular basis. There's ads everywhere. That board behind them that the people are behind, that banner would have ads on it as well. And there would be an ad where the stars are up in the top left-hand corner. There'd be an ad up there as well.
Gotcha. You know who I'm cheering for in this one?
What's that?
You know who I'm cheering for in this one?
The referee?
Exactly. I mean, he looks a little confused. Oh, dude, he just punched the referee. Dude, I hope John Cena loses because he's now beating up the referee.
Depends.
Or is he having sex with the referee? I can't tell.
You can actually be the referee, and you could be a crooked ref. And if you're a crooked ref, the general manager will send out a replacement referee. And then the timer will show up on the screen, and you have until the timer goes down to finish whatever kind of chicanery you're trying to do before they just replace you.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, so enough of that. No Little Caesars ads for us here.
Yeah, but that's WWE 2K25. It's like, some people, they like getting the new Madden, and they kill time in that. It's in a Madden. I do the rest of the game.
All right, so I think, what do you think? One more round?
Yeah, because we're getting up there in time.
Okay, so here comes my last one. My last one is going to be an interesting one because my last one isn't really it's a comfort game, but it's a comfort game for a different reason. It's more of a comfort game that I would call a comfort installation than it actually is playing it. So let me kind of describe what I mean by that. So this game is incredibly hard to play nowadays. Even with emulation, it's incredibly hard to play. And if you don't understand the emulator, you have no chance of ever getting a game to run on this emulator. You're hopeless. So I do actually own this game, and I do have some memories of playing it, but I didn't play it much. It was on a system that I honestly did play too much of. but I remember I got I only had 2 games for the system, and I got this one free with the system, and the other one I got is a big name title that I didn't play really at all. But this one I actually put some time in. So now this has become that one game that it's kind of like a quest and a reinsurance that I can still install it each time, to where once I see it boot up, it's just like I have this relief that flows over me. And then I sit there and I play it for just a little bit. And it just brings back a whole bunch of memories of playing it as well as getting it to work. And that would be this game right here, Ashen, for the N-Gage. So if you haven't played this, which you probably haven't, try to figure out how to emulate it, because it is a chore to get this to emulate anything. It's a chore to get any sort of N-Gage game emulating, because I first got it emulated on PC, and at this point I have the program still on my computer, and I don't remember how to get back into it. But I've been able to get it to work on my I do have, I do have the N-Gage still, so I can run it there. But I've gotten N-Gage emulation to work on a couple Android devices. I actually got it working on my Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, and then I got it just recently working on the Thor that I just got. So I can actually play this now on my Thor. So, and it's just one of those games that it feels good to just get running. So even though, I mean, I think the furthest I've ever gotten this game is, I think there's like 10 missions. I think I've gotten to the end of mission 2, but never past that. Because the fact that, it's N-Gage and you're using a phone to control it. So it's not very good controls, but if it wasn't on N-Gage, I mean, this would actually be a solid shooter. So it's just a shame that this game, because it's on N-Gage, it's just pretty much dead.
It looks like it could be a fun game.
Yeah.
It's so weird that like you have a game that like you like to play that's like on this obscure system that you like threw in my face when I showed up in California. You're like, here, play this.
Ironically, the other game that I have on N-Gage that I got when I got the N-Gage was Elder Scrolls Travels. And I just never really got into that. I just was like, I'd rather just play Morrowind.
They really thought that N-Gage was going to be something. They really had a lot of hope in it.
I was actually happy with it as a phone, because I didn't get the first version of the N-Gage. I didn't get the Taco N-Gage where you had to hold it sideways to your ear. I got the second version of it, which actually was just like a normal phone, which is the one that you saw, because the one that the Taco one, you had to, in order to put a game in it, you had to open it up, take out the battery, I think take out the SIM card, put the game in the SIM card, put the battery back in, close it, and then turn it back on to boot it. And whenever you wanted to make a phone call, the speaker and the receiver were on the top side of the N-Gage, so you had to hold it sideways to your ear. That's why it got the term the taco phone, because it looked like you're holding a taco to your ear when you're calling somebody. But the version that I had, it put the speaker and the receiver on the same place as the screen, so you just held it like a normal phone, and you didn't have to take out the battery or anything and turn it off to put a game in. You could just open up the back, and there's a game port there, and just slide the game in.
You should have added steps to that.
What's that?
You should have added steps to that. It's like you had to open it up and take the battery out and the SIM card, and then you had to walk around the block, and
You had to sell your grandma into slavery. I can't play this game. I don't have any more grandmas.
I know, right? Running out of credits.
Yeah.
Can I have your grandma?
So next time you come out here, dude, I'm gonna have you play Ashen on emulation on an Android device, so that you can experience this game as well too. So I just kind of wish that it had better controls because it would be a darn good shooter. Which this person's actually doing really good with the controls that this has.
I just ordered a new emulation machine. It was on sale for Black Friday. It's this machine called an Apple Mac Mini.
Okay.
It's actually a really good machine for doing emulation on. So I'm going to use that, and also I'm actually going to. The main idea is to make it a server, so it's going to become my new NAS. But I also wanted to be like its secondary job will be my emulation machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to figure out how to do all that. But it's doable. I just got to figure out like the logistics of. Number one, for memory or for the hard drive space, I have to get an external enclosure that uses USB, actually uses Thunderbolt, and hook that up to Thunderbolt, and then populate that with hard drives and money and money and money and money and money.
Always money.
Always money. I got the most expensive thing out of the way, though. I did buy the Mac Mini for $480 on sale currently, and probably until, if you're listening to this on Monday, until tonight, every store other than the Apple Store has it on sale for $480. The Apple Store is still selling $600. So if you want to get it from the official Apple Store and pay $120 more, by all means, please do. But
all right, so we're up to your last one. What is it?
There were a few that you could pick from, but I'm going to pick Shenmue.
I'm assuming the first one?
The first one, yes. The first one or the second one, especially. The third one, not as much. Shenmue. Should I wait for the graphic to come up? You can pull up the one that has like Shenmue 1 and 2, the collection that came out for Xbox and PlayStation.
I'm trying to get to a place where I can just get the image because, again, I clicked on Amazon. I got one now. So it's going to be coming up in just about 3 seconds.
Oh, you got the Dreamcast version. That's actually where I started. I actually bought... Okay, so if you're here on YouTube, one of the channels you might want to check out is one called GameSack. And Joe over at GameSack is a fanatic for Shenmue. I think even Dave, who used to be on the show, I think he was a Shenmue fan as well, but not as much as Joe was, because Joe's the Sega guy over there. And he did a whole they mentioned it a couple times, but they actually did a whole episode based just on Shenmue, and it was a very interesting episode, and I watched it, and it turned me on to the wanting to play this game. And I ended up going to Milford, which is about 40 minutes away, to pick up a Dreamcast. That they were the only game exchange in the state that had a Dreamcast in stock. So I bought a Dreamcast. They also had Shenmue, so I bought a copy of Shenmue. And I just proceeded to play through the entire game, and I thought it was amazing. It's just, it's open world. It's got a story to it. It's a revenge story. The way Shenmue was split up, okay, normally when you play a game, when you make it to the end of the game, you've beaten the final boss and you're done. Shenmue isn't done like that. Shenmue is more long form, and everything is a chapter in the overall story.
Yeah.
So Shenmue 1 is chapter 1. Shenmue 2 is chapters. Chapter 2 doesn't happen in a game. Chapter 2 it happens. I think there's a comic book, and then chapter 3 and 4 are Shenmue 2, and then chapters 5 and 6 I think are Shenmue 3. And then even at the end of Shenmue 3, there's going to be a Shenmue 4 at some point, hopefully during my lifetime, that will continue the story from there. It's a revenge story. In the very beginning, you get to see your father die in front of you. I almost said it like that, like it's an award. You watch your father get killed in front of you, and the whole purpose of all the Shenmues is to try to find this guy Lin Dai, who is the guy who killed your dad. Lin Di, the guy who killed your father, and that's the whole purpose of all the games. And at the end of the first game, you're in your hometown and you're trying to get out of your hometown to go to Hong Kong. The second chapter is on the boat on the way to Hong Kong. But the third chapter, where the second game picks up, you are in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And then we go from Hong Kong to another city, and that's chapter 4. Basically, every time you go to a different city is another chapter. So,
Gotcha.
and I think there's supposed to be, like, at the end of it, like, the guy who created the game, I think he was saying, like, you're supposed to be, like, 12 chapters total or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude, you're not going to get through this in your lifetime.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever see all of Shenmue. I don't think all of Shenmue's ever going to happen, honestly, unless Shenmue 4, literally, they just fast forward through a bunch of shit.
Exactly. I'm thinking like 30-minute chapters on that one.
Yeah, because, like, there's no, I mean, you could also just pretend like some of the chapters happen between games. You just go and say, oh, yeah, well, 4 chapters happened while they were on the way to this place.
Or they do it Star Wars style, where he fast forwards to chapter 10, 11, and 12, and then they go back afterwards and do 4, 5, and 6, and whatever.
Yeah. So, like, the original idea was that every single chapter was going to be its own game. And, this guy, he's telling Sega about it. I'm sure he's, like, really into the idea. And he just looked at him and was like, so you want to make a 12-part epic series of games with gigantic budgets and doing things for the first time that's never been done before? No. We're not doing that. Why don't you shorten it up to like a more manageable amount of games?
They're like, instead of 12, can we just do 1?
Can we just do 1? Yes.
Let's make it 12 discs, maybe. We did 1 game.
I know. Shenmue 1 is 3 disc, and I think Shenmue 2, if you were to get it on Dreamcast, you would be either Japanese or you imported it, and you would have had it on 4 disc.
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
yeah, this game was huge back in the Dreamcast day.
Yeah. And then when Xbox came out, because Xbox was trying, and it did have a lot of Sega's DNA in it. And because of that, they inherited Shenmue 2. And the Shenmue 2 version on Xbox is better than the Dreamcast version. I played the Dreamcast version, a modified one, because the Dreamcast version was never released in the US. So I had to find somebody who literally took the Xbox version and took the audio and planted it into the Dreamcast version.
Right? Shenmue 2 was never released in the US?
Not on Dreamcast.
Really?
Yeah, Xbox had the exclusive license for the US.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so and what sucks about that is you're supposed to be able to carry your save over.
Yeah.
Now that breaks that. So that's when I played it on the Dreamcast, I downloaded a hacked version of the Japanese one so I could carry my save over from the first game.
Gotcha.
But then afterwards, I did play it on the Xbox just to see what the difference was, and it was like, it's like when you port it to a stronger system, you get like minor like improvements on it. The real improvements don't really happen until you play like the PlayStation or the Xbox version of it. It came out like a couple of years ago.
The amount of games that they want to do in the series and the time frame that is going, the nice thing is that when you get to the final game, you will be Shenmue. You will actually upload yourself into the game.
Yeah, well, I actually know what a Shenmue is. A Shenmue is the name of a tree that doesn't show up until the second game.
Okay, well, yeah, you get my point.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, and I love that. I'm like, I love that, like, sarcastically. That's so it's kind of dumb that you would name the whole series after something that shows up in the second game and only shows up for like a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's almost like, what are we gonna name it? Like, well, the boss wants something that sounds interesting. Well, that tree had an interesting name.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I do recommend Shenmue for anybody who wants to play basically what kind of led to Grand Theft Auto 3 and the whole open world sandbox revolution of the PlayStation 2. It's right here. This is the first one. I know there's other games that were open world 3D but came out before it, but this was the one where they kind of got the formula down of how you do these.
Well, the goal was to make it like an epic tale. You know,
Everybody in this game has something to say. I sound like I'm like, everybody has a bitching thing they have. No, I'm talking about like, if you go to stop this character here, they'll say something. This one will say something. That one will say that. They might just go and say, please don't bother me. I got nothing to tell you, which literally some of them will tell you, please don't bother me. But they all have something to say, though. You can stop that and talk to every single one of these people. And some of them you have to talk to in order to move the story forward. That the game is almost like it's done like a detective novel in a way, because you don't know anything. You just know that some guy just killed your dad.
Yeah.
And that's where the game is built, is you're constant. I just came to mind. This is like, where in the world is the guy who killed my dad? Instead of Carmen Sandiego. And you're out looking for this on a revenge tour, and you're looking for this guy, and each chapter, I should say, is you progressively making it to a different spot where this guy might possibly be.
Gotcha.
And you end up fighting one of his henchmen. So it is like Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. It's just like Carmen Sandiego.
The difference is, though, that instead of having the police car go by and then you catch the criminal, you have to beat them down first.
Yes, you've got to kill that. I don't know if you beat him to death or not. I don't think I think your character is of high morals. He just beats it to like consciousness. But this is such a good game, though. This is a game, like, I think, Mike, if you went and started playing Shenmue, you might get into it.
I kind of wanted to stay away from it, to be honest. I didn't want to get into like that type of game because when it came out, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, this isn't kind of my style. I like RPGs. I like one-on-one fighters.
It's got RPG elements to it. There's certain things you don't have to do that you can do. Like,
hold on. Here's the thing, though. I like medieval RPGs with knights and wizards and things like that. So
there's a store that he can go into, not this one, but he's in a very small village in Japan, and there are 2 antique stores. The hell? Anyways, the other antique store has moves that you can buy. And then what you could do is you can take time during the game, because there's a lot of free time during this game. You can go and practice your moves, and you can actually get better at your moves. Yeah. Then when you do your moves, it will have more effect on your enemies. So there is like a bit of an RPG element to it, but it's not too deep. Also, how much money you have. There's collectibles. That's the big thing in this game, the collectibles. And here's the thing. If you're going to play this on Xbox or PlayStation, they brought back the ability to bring your save over from the first game to the second game. The beginning of the second game, you're going to get robbed about 15 minutes into the game. They rob you of all your money. They do not take your collectibles. So what my advice to you, towards the end of the first game, blow all your money on collectibles. Blow as much money as you can on collectibles. Go into game 2 with a very minimal amount of money, enough that you do have to pay. I think you might have to pay for something. Actually, I don't think you have to pay for anything. The hotel room's free. So blow all your money. Show up in game 2 with no money, but a ton of collectibles. Because after you get robbed, you could go, there's shops all over town, and you could actually get the flyers from each one of the shops, and you can compare the shops to see who pays the most for what collectibles you have. And you just liquidate your collectibles and get all your money back. It's like, also the game has gambling. They do it the way the Japanese do it. There's actually, I heard that there's actually Japanese places that actually do this. It's a workaround gambling rules, and it's a genius workaround. You take your money and you play it in the machine, but you don't win money back. You win tokens.
Yeah.
You use said tokens to buy a prize, and then next door, there just happens to be a store that will buy your prize for money. There are 2 completely different stores who just by coincidence happen to be right next to each other.
Happen to be run by the Yakuza.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they do in this game. There are, I think in Shenmue 2 and Shenmue 3 especially, it's really strong, where you can do that, where literally you gamble, you take your credit, You buy a teddy bear, you bring the teddy bear next door, and you sell the teddy bear for $10,000 or something like that.
All right. So I think we got to get this all wrapped up here.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, if you have some that you want to just ramble off some honorable mentions, why don't we do that now? And while we do that,
We go off on that because then we could do a part 2 down the road.
yeah. Okay. So the reason why is because I wanted to click on this next one, which was the advertisement. I should probably get the YouTube non-advertisement version. Peach's Castle in GoldenEye 007 while we would ramble off a list of honorable mention. Dude, Mario has a gun. All right.
Well, we thought the Mario 1, Mario 3 would be another one. It's weird because Mario 1, I prefer the NES version because I like how blocky Mario looks.
Mm-hmm.
But for Mario 3, I prefer the Super Nintendo version.
Gotcha. Okay. See, I really didn't even play the Super Nintendo version. You're talking about in Super Mario All-Stars.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really play it that much because I played the Nintendo version. Yeah, I prefer the Nintendo version because that's what I'm familiar with.
And you mentioned Legend of Zelda already, so that would have been one of them. Any sports title I could just pick up and play, usually like a hockey game. I'm usually actually pretty good at hockey games because I understand the physics. And they're in most, like EA is really good at getting the physics. Trying to think of other games that are just like comfort games that are just fun to play.
I'm going to list them. I'm going to ramble off really quick here. Starting with a lot from NES, River City Ransom would be one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Strider, Rygar, Goonies 2, and Contra. And I've noticed that a lot of when I'm testing like an emulator, I'll go to one of my comfort games. I got specific games that I always test an emulator with, and Contra is the one that I always boot up to test a NES emulator with. So
see, I checked my NES emulator with Super Mario Brothers. I checked my Sega one with Sonic. And that's only because I've played those games so much. Like I know how Super Mario is supposed to feel, which is also another reason why I prefer the NES version over the Super Nintendo one. Is because they changed the feel on the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah, I understand. So a few of them, Castlevania Symphony of the Night would definitely be, as well as Castlevania 2, and Final Fantasy. We talked about Final Fantasy, but I want to specify Final Fantasy 4 as well too. I put a whole bunch of time into that one. I actually have one recently that I just started playing that I may do a mix of mic picks on really soon, which is called Lunar Lux, which is a RPG that I didn't think I would really get into much, but picked it up for like $1.25, and I've been loving it. So I may throw down where I found a really good place to grind.
I don't know if I could show this, but this is a picture that I took.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen though. Okay, so it's off now.
Okay, we're going to do a window, and we're going to pick this. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a picture that I took when I was at the arcade machine. Now, you see the one that's on the right there? That one is, it's a shuffleboard table where you play bowling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That one, actually, that was also from my past as well, because I used to go to this place to do, I used to take karate classes, and they had a little cafeteria area that you could like kill time at if you showed up early and they weren't ready for you yet. And they had one of these machines there as well. So that was another thing from my past. That was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the machine that I played in Vermont, and how it looks like when it's all lit up.
Yeah. Nice.
Just thought I'd share that real quick because I was looking through my phone and I found it.
Yep. So it sounds like the music's probably playing now, right?
Probably. I mean, in post, I'm sure I'm putting it in right now.
Yep. So next week is going to be our favorite game developers. So we'll see how that one goes. I know we ran a little bit long with this one, but you know what? We had a lot of good games listed.
Yeah, no, we had a good time. Especially with how everything didn't work out the way we thought it would. But
yeah.
Oh well. I hope he's all right. All right. So from all of us to all of you, Mike, last word.
Engage.